Went ahead and called 4 more places, see if anything opened up, some cancellations, even see if there's some, maybe sometimes there's first come, first serve stuff you don't know about, but nothing. One place I called, it has 40 campsites. They said somebody reserved the entire campground for 4 nights. The entire campground, they rented 40 sites. Who does that?
I wonder if I can talk Marissa into that. That's all you need, Marissa. That's all we need.
So we have exhausted almost every option for trying to stay in Denver. Denver, we have tried. We want to stay in this area, but you've pushed us out. I got up this morning hoping maybe there'd be a last-second cancellation. I checked with about 4 different places. None of them had cancellations. So we have 2 options. Which one do you want to do? We've got option A is we go to Walmart parking lot, you know, within 20 minutes of Denver. Option B is we go about 40 minutes. This is how bad it is. We have to go 40 minutes outside of Denver to a mobile home park that does a few RV spots that's also booked up. But I finally got one of the places to say, hey, I've got a flat piece of land where you can park your RV.
Well, we've got our house, so we've got somewhere. We just don't know where that our house will be. We've never had this much trouble before, so I don't know, it might make us reconsider, especially during these peak times, where we go, and maybe we do need to reserve far in advance during the summer break.
So we've been asked, how does a motorhome work? And so here's a quick rundown of how our motorhome works. A lot of things that go on that make a motorhome pretty cool. And you've probably heard the term, if you've watched our videos, full hookups. Full hookups basically mean you don't need to take care of yourself with your RV. You've got your own sewer hookup, you've got water hookup, you've got electric hookup. You pull up to your site, hook everything up all at once, and you're good to go. But then there's some sites that only have electric, some sites that have electric and water, some sites that have nothing. So if you've got a site that's got nothing, you can basically live and supply yourself with everything you need with a motorhome on its own, even if you have no hookups. But you do have to do some things first before that can happen. And that's the first thing we're doing here. We're actually leaving the site we're at now, but our RV has a water tank in it, so we can fill it with water. It lasts us about 5 nights usually, is what we can get by on the water. If we're really careful, 6. Here's our water tank. It's a 75-gallon tank. The electric is taken care of. Some people, that's where people are getting solar panels and things like that, so they're trying to get power for their RV, but it's really hard to power some of your heavier stuff like your ACs with the solar. If you follow the weather, that's not a big deal, but there might be times you still need that. And that's why most motorhomes are also gonna have, even if they have solar, they may have a generator as well. Now our generator will power anything and everything in our motorhome, and a good motorhome will have a generator powerful enough to do that. We can turn on both ACs, use the microwave at the same time. I mean, it just works, so it's awesome to have. If you have hookups, you don't have to use any of this stuff. It's less wear and tear on your vehicle, but you know, it's cheaper without hookups when you're staying places, and you can go to some pretty cool places without hookups that you can't get to if you always want to use full hookups. The last part of the equation is the grossest part, which I'm not going to show any close-ups of, is the sewage. You do have a sewage tank under your RV the entire time you're using it. If you're on full hookups, basically that sewage can go straight in to where you're hooked up to sewage. If you're not on full hookups, then you use your tanks until they get too full, and then you can either use a little dolly type thing and you can roll the sewage over to the sewage dumping area for the entire campground, or you can take your entire RV and go and dump it all at once. We kind of know our limits. We know we can go 5 to 6 nights. And so when it comes to sewage, I say sewage, you have 2 different kinds of tanks. You have a gray tank and a black tank. The gray tank is your sink, your shower, stuff like that. Sewage is, you know, your toilet. So we're usually gonna fill up our gray tank well before we fill up our black tank. But once either we run out of water or we fill up our gray tank, we go and we find an area in the campground and we dump those tanks, fill up with water, do all that kind of stuff in one go. There's a lot more behind the scenes, you know, with the water pump and the inverter and a lot of other things too that make those things work. But those are your three main things: the water, the electric, and the sewer. And so while we were hooked up to a water source, Marissa got caught up on some dishes, and because dishes, we haven't got that down yet. Dishes can definitely use a lot of water if you're not careful. So we made a decision on where we're going. I pretty much got tired of being rejected. I think I've called almost every place around here anyway. So we're gonna go to the mobile home park because it's kind of in the direction we want to go anyways. And we figured it'd be better just get slid out and get everything prepped instead of moving around from night to night. I did talk to him and say, hey, if something opens up, let me know. He said, yeah, you probably don't have to worry about that. Nothing's opened up in a year. So Marissa even thought about going around to the sites that have tents and like seeing if we could bribe them into sharing the space with us or something. It's kind of a shame.
Why not? You can have an RV and a tent on your site. So, I mean, if we pay for the site, they could stay there for free.
So water tank's full. Now we gotta go dump our gray and black tanks. So this is like a, I don't know, 45 minute to an hour ordeal. Made it to the mobile park. It's not exactly a lap of luxury here, but we got a nice view of this open field and some old tractors, and yeah, so the good news is it's a very level piece of land. Other than that, we got no hookups, no shade. But you know what? After as big a pain as it's been to find places to stay, I'll take it.
We're just glad to have somewhere to kind of settle for a couple nights.
We've had a great time in Colorado. We really have. Even with juggling the place to stay.
Just note to self: if you ever come to Colorado in the summer in peak time, it might be good in this area to have reservations in it. We're gonna head over to have dinner at one of my friends from college, and she's got a couple of twin boys Hensley's age, so let her go have some fun. And that's the good part about traveling, you know, you get to meet new friendships and rekindle old friendship.
Yeah, we're definitely not like alone on the road or anything. It's a process to meet up with people, and but you can always meet new people on the road if you really want to. All right, we're gonna head that way. I'll catch you guys later.